says if I wanted to feel sorry for myself, I'd have stayed with your father.
Ooh, that is quite a drop. Let me help you down.
I've got this. Shit! You okay? That's 3.
What? Oh, please.
3 times I saved your life. The sinkhole, your foot. What? You'd be dead if my ma hadn't taught me to dress a wound. Fine. 2 times then. The sinkhole and just now.
Hey, let me see that.
Leave it. It's nothing. Hey, I'm fine.
Come on. Roll up your sleeve and just admit we're friends already.
This is not an admission.
Let me see. It's getting worse.
Listen, it ain't broken or bleeding. It'll calm down. It always does. Let's go. The kid said the ward was this way. No! Not today, assholes! Hey, this is 3, by the way. You know, right here makes for 3. Oh, shit! Hey, listen. For what it's worth, you were a good friend. You were a good friend.
It's okay. You're safe. Whoa, whoa, hold up. We're friends. We're here to help.
Can't hold this forever, Bo!
Thanks. Who are you?
Questions later. We gotta get moving. On 3. 1, 2, 3! That's all I got. You're on your own now.
Hey, we still got each other.
Right. Follow us, you two. That won't be the last of them. Dead would know they've lost, but they won't lay down without a fight.
Hey, you okay?
Not bad shooting, Traveler.
Yeah, I had some practice.
I'll bet. But don't worry. The ward's as safe a place as any. Safer. So, it's really real. Food, and water, and folks living with some old white guy. More or less.
Whoa, whoa, let me get you some water.
I'm fine,
Cass! Ooh, that looks like root rot. But I've never seen a case this bad.
I'm fine. I don't know why everyone...
We need to get her to the ward, and quick. Doctor, there's her only chance. We'd better get moving before we lose the light.
Oh dear.
This is Wriggler.
Call me Riggs. I got you, darling. Don't worry, friend. We'll take good care of her. Welcome to Ward 13.
Hey, don't worry. Riggs is right. She'll be fine.
Are you okay?
Just a headache.
Hey, Clementine. Let me get you some water.
I'm fine.
Oh, you're not fine. You need rest.
Bo! He's the ward's mayor. Thinks that puts him in charge of everything and everyone. Listen, I'm gonna check in with Ford, and then I'll get some rest. Okay? I've been through a lot worse, you know.
Still smells like home. Here, take this. Just crank the handle to make it work.
Is that the...
The World Stone. Yes. Or part of it, anyway. Every shard's as useful as the whole. We shut it down after Harsgard died. Like I told Ellen at the time. The damn thing's more dangerous than useful. Huh. Of course not. Never mind. Now, let's see if that worked.
Work to do what, exactly? Holy shit.
So many years. So many journeys. I wonder, did the Andrew Ford who first touched this crystal, did he ever come back? Go back. Tell Bo to bury this place. Not just lock it away, but get some explosives and bury it in a tomb of concrete. More dangerous than useful, traveler. Remember that.
Ford? Ford! Ford! Oh, man. Bo is gonna be pissed.
That bastard did it. He actually woke it up.
Clementine? Hey.
Did he tell you how to use it? Do I even want to?
System failure is imminent. The core has been compromised. The utility is required. Commencing acquisition.
Help!
Clementine!
Don't let go! No, I'm slipping! Don't let it take me!
Clementine! Shit! Oh, shit! Oh, shit! Oh, no, don't do it. Don't you do it. Oh, this is so stupid!
They're my friends! Please! What are you doing here?
You saved my ass. I'm here to save yours.
Wow. You didn't have to do that.
Well, you were pulled screaming into a giant crystal, so I kinda did.
Right. I guess I would have done the same. But how did you find me?
To be honest, I'm not sure. But I think it has something to do with this.
They risked their life to find me. You can trust them.
Anomaly.
What are you?
The Keeper.
The keeper of what?
The realm in which you now reside. All realms. All my mandate to protect.
What is it talking about?
This is the Labyrinth. A place between worlds. Connecting the worlds. The Keeper protects all of them from the root. We got them out of Earth, but the others...
There is little time. System failure is imminent. This segment. Where did you find it?
I killed something, and it kind of fell out.
Interesting. A failsafe.
Is that bad? That sounds bad.
No. It's... good.
The index can be repaired. 3 outcomes emerge, where once there there was one.
We could do it. We could end the route.
More segments are required. The anomaly will retrieve them.
Wait. What about her?
The tide must be stemmed. The utility must remain.
The utility? You mean Clementine?
Yes, Clementine. Corruption tears at the seams of this realm. Yet the doorways remain. Gateways to other realms. This key grants passage. Find the segments and return them to me. What does it require? The seat of all worlds. First the core, then the labyrinth, then all worlds that are, were, or shall be. The core has been purged of corruption, yet corruption remains. All must be purged. The labyrinth must hold fast, must be lasted. To preserve the worlds, I am the keeper. I was the first to rise. I will be the last to fall. I have provided the maximum help that I can. All endeavors will fail if I do any more. You are the resource now. Find the segments and return.
Blur. I hope it didn't cost you too much to find me. Well, I'm sorry anyway. You shouldn't have had to come after me. I'd have told you if I could. So, how's the ward? Their answers might not make much more sense than mine, but at least they know what they're talking about. Take care of yourself, okay? And hey, if you see the ward again, tell everyone that I'm okay. They don't need to worry about me.
Paxotak! Those foreign to the pound have not been seen upon Yesha for long and long. The pestilence takes me. Or is it now simply part of what I am? It has been so long. The difference hardly matters. But the Paxotak, how comes it here, to Yesha? Crystal. I have seen them in my restless slumber. The pestilence think of them often, especially the stones of the Paxotek's earth. I am Bedel of the Vault. When this world was young, the Pan did service to the green and growing things. Now, the Pan betrays the world. And the world, the wolf, betrays the Pan. Those of its kind rarely walk this land. Paxotak, it would seem, come only at times of great change. First, the Krell. Then the one called Ford. Even our god, the one of many, could not know. That was not the Ford. The Paxotak that killed our god became known as the Destroyer. The Paxotak Ford became known as the Empress's Bane. The Empress's Bane has not been to Yesha in a generation. Not since another came to free it. Change, as I said. Yet in the same generation, I have been trapped here. Eyes open to the foul pestilence, yet blind to the present. Who can say what has transpired in that time? Alas, I know little else. Yet there is the Ravager, plague of the Pan and defiler of the Doe. The wolf hunts all, yet is itself unhunted. To the shame of all Pan. Once part of the balance, the immortal Ravager has cast aside this world and pledged fealty to the pestilence that would destroy all worlds. And the red dough, that which held the Ravager in check for long and long, has not been seen in an age. If it seeks to save its own life and world, the Parsotech must hunt the Ravager and end it. The beast is not alone. The Lamir have given themselves to it in service. Once servants of the Eternal Empress, many Lamir have been seduced by the Ravager's blood-soaked tongue, and thus betrayed the band. Beware, Baxotak. They will fight until the beast's final breath. More than it can imagine, Baxotak. May the red dough guide it.
What summons me from my ethereal wanderings?
Muzar. What kind of beast is this? Paxel Tech. I can share my wanderings with you. But first, I seek the knowing, the truth of nature held within your ark. You want to answer? So I will ask. Answer these questions true, sweet beast, so that your ark may be known and your eye may open. And do choose wisely. Answer from your heart. An elder leads a group to a cave on the sea coast. The poor fellow falls, trapped beyond reach and unconscious. In a short time, high tide will be upon him, and he will likely drown. A spell worker among the troop possesses a charged crystal of explosive power. It could be used to collapse the cave and halt the tide. But it is very dangerous. Do you leave the Elder to his fate? Or do you attempt to halt the tide at the risk of his life? I see. Consider that it is you who discovers the Thane, the tree that offers immortality to all who eat its fruit. You could share this gift with all, but doing so may lead to war and embitterment, to the immortality of those who do not deserve it and will only abuse eternal life. Or you could limit immortality to the deserving, and thus, through the deserving, bring a better life for all. Do you give immortality to all, or only a chosen few? Ooh, how revealing. A powerful and determined warlord is about to set fire to a crowded ziggurat. You have his eldest son in your custody. You could stop the warlord by hurting his son, breaking his arm, and threatening to do worse unless the warlord relents and gives himself up. Do you torture your hostage, or let the crowd fend for itself in the fire? Well done. You preside over the trial of an innocent. Enemies of the accused have kidnapped your child and hold her hostage, saying that if you convict the accused, they will set your daughter free. Do you convict the innocent, or risk your daughter's life?
Fascinating.
You and your youngest kin often go hunting, but the younger has never felled a mark. One day, a magnificent beast appears, and they cannot tell whose shot struck true. You know that their shot flew into the bushes while yours found the beast's heart. But out of pity, you tell them that they struck the killing blow. Upon your return to town, your kin proudly claims the kill and is offered a job by the town butcher. Do you allow the butcher and your kin to believe your deception? Or do you admit the truth? You'd be surprised how little I hear that response. You have chosen your path, sweet beast. Your heart is true. May the power of the doe's eye free you from your incarnate shackles. In the arc of every being, there are two eyes. We may see out of either, but most favor one over the other. The Ravager's eye is dynamic, driven, and endlessly hungry. Yet for all its power, its vision is clouded. The eye of the Ravager rarely sees beyond its own satiation. Like an animal chasing its tail, it knows no rest. The Doe's eye sees only what is before it. The gift of the Doe is subtle, easily missed. It is a most mysterious presence inside oneself, conferring power without force, just as the Doe itself cannot be sought, nor tracked, nor hunted. By answering true, sweet beast, you give me a wink, and now the gifts of your dominant eye will be open to you. Would you care to hear a tale? It is about those who see as you do. I will tell you of Ramaril, the servant child of the Vaunt. I found Ramaril as a babe, large and angry as only a hungry babe can be. Nothing became of him as it happened. He grew from a great crying babe to a great quiet Pan. He served without word or complaint. None knew his name, for though one might thank the creator of a meal or a washroom, who even considers the child who merely cleans up after? When the Krell came, they laid siege to the temple. None could escape nor call for help. All were doomed. The Doe's eye opened in Ramaril that day. He was no fighter and had no training of any kind. But he lifted the largest shield he could find and told the others to run once he'd made away. He drove dozens of Krell over a cliff, and himself with them. Later, his masters came to me seeking to know more of this boy who had saved them, whom I had laid at their doorstep. I told them many stories. One might even consider them true. Is there anything else? Knowledge of me? Of our wonderful world? You stand before Mydra, spirit of the natural world, daughter of stem and stream. My sisters and I are the glorious weavers of all wild beauty. When mountain, spring, and sturdy tree trunk take your breath, sweet beast, that is us. That is our blessing. An immeasurable number. Mother stem and mother stream rely on us to sprawl and grow. Though we don't often commune with beasties such as you. Not in this age. Especially not since what happened to Keula. A tragedy, beast. Tragedy most cruel. Keula was fascinated by mortals, by your lives and stories. Unlike most of us, she made herself no secret. And you worshipped her with your short lives. Even built her a house. A temple, you called it. The root found her there. We godlings are not easily unwoven, however. And it slew her not. But perhaps it would be better if it had. For what remains is no longer the sister I knew. But we hold happy thoughts. Regret only wastes one life with another. Is there something else we can talk about? By day, a dappled glade of emerald branch and golden leaf, carpeted by downy moss. By night, sweet beast, the trees bewitch the lost and inebriated. Or so it was before this—
Blade and spear, shield and stone, to arms, they come. What? A Paxel tech. A terrible wonder, even for
one who has seen many wonders. If its kind walk Yesha foreigner, then surely the wheel of the world is set to turn again. Perhaps it will grind me at last. Pain now outweighs peace in the measure of my days. God murderer. The traveler tried once on tangled wooden limbs. Teeming with life. The sun has never shone on a city greater, ruined, so that I might not even visit it in dreams. Charnel. Yes, the final calamity. Their numbers endless. They rushed upon us like a river in flood. The end began. For 40 days, we fought them on these steps. The soldiers fell first, then the officers. Then they called upon the priests. We knew the children would be next. And so, we flung our very bodies into the breach. Some were torn apart like green shoots in a glutton's teeth. Others were swallowed whole and vanished from the sphere. I stuck, anguished cork in a malign bottle. It seethes around me. It waits to disgorge its grotesqueries once more upon Yesha's scalded skin. Please, Paxeltek, wanderer, it who would do right, put its edge to this cursed snarl. Vent its rage upon it. We Lamer are no strangers to the last voyage. Destroy the knot, eh? Am I? Is this real? Or has insensate madness claimed me? Paxeltek, I have not tasted air unmixed with the foul humors of the tangle in an age's age, nor dared I dream that I ever might again, much less feel the soft touch of good soil beneath my hooves, or the kiss of the wind on my free fur. Faithless have I been, and yet Paxeltek came, with war in its right hand, and temperance in its left. The Paxeltek came, and I am saved. Two-handed warrior. It has my allegiance, whatever may come. Paxeltek have a gift for death, this much is true, but they are not all destroyers. Perhaps if it fights with us, perhaps the root may yet be crushed under the wheel of time. Take this, though it be a relic of we Lamer, stewards of death. Wield it in defense of life. I think I shall linger here a while yet. Many are those who fell on these blood-soaked steps. No, some are now naught but bones. They each deserve the funerary rites of royalty. These I shall endeavor to complete with whatever time is left to me. If its road should ever wind this way again, grace me with a visit. There are yet tales of Yesha, I might tell it, if it cares to hear them shared. On the how I gloried in that title. Would that I had known the irony. A funeral crid pan, I was the utmost. I relish the favor of her permanence, More fool I. Know what is first? Would it hear the history of the pan? In the time before time, the pan lived in the... Or they have reached the king, mother. Yesha rose like the dawn before them, unseen, untamed, and free. The king who was, he was never to see Yesha's shores. He passed in peace before the crossing's end, greeting death with grace. The God of many fate loved us and ever would. More would I have it here of this, for this tendril twines with its own. But patience two-handed one. Each thing in eight beasts was a portent of death. Yet desperate were these threadbare priests of old, and of these visions to their charges, these fawns spoke only one. And why not? The doe feels all who glimpse it, or may her spirit roam the forest alongside the doe forever free. Those who glimpsed the doe, none among them could have foreseen what would come next. Plague-ridden and scorned, the Red Widow Zenas rose to power on this. A spire built of words. By spreading her message, the jungle receded from the shore. It is her back. She had been reborn a second time as an Empress Eternal. For years they searched the forest battling harm. It was they who beheld the Thane. It was they who tasted the fruit and felt time's weight fall from their... No plague has touched the pan since. But calamity wears faces nearly as numerous as our god of old. Unless I am much mistaken, it was then that the wolf came. But the story of Yesha is the story of who tastes with music. Balance return, and the wheel of time. Who is to say? For that was hardly the last. Rebellion, insurrection. It bridled when I called it God-murderer. Surprised I am that it should know so little of the deep track its kind have trekked across our soil. Let us walk those prints now, that it should be enlightened. Ever was Gina served by the Red Widows. She was still Widow Mother, became enmeshed. I thought our tale told, our race run. And yet, among the pan, there is a saying. Why just ask the Rin? For good or ill, I cannot say. Does this slake the two-handed one's thirst for knowledge? Or would Yesha's history make a fine dessert? Where was I? Yes. Ever was Gina served some... How fitting. It... Surprise. It has hurt into... Even as our God, it was never to destroy. But in that traveler, who knew? Oh, our most. I thought... I gave the impression, perhaps. As sure as there is iron in the soil of Yesha, there is irony. It was a pad-footed Paxeltech who slew our guardian and brought the root. Would it be so strange to see a Paxeltech drive them from our shores? Perhaps. Perhaps as with Genus and the Voon. The strangeness is the point. It has done me a service unpayable. No reward can suffice. But perhaps, if it cannot be rewarded, it can be equipped. Colket brought war, then wisdom. Its forebears brought the root, but its wisdom stayed the flames, that I might live beyond the hated knot. Take this now, as a token of my gratitude. The Pan must put their faith in action and belief, not weapons and walls. I forever owe it thanks, as shall the many souls scattered on these steps. To them I must tend. Be well, two-handed warrior. Be.
Paxultek, it returns. But of course it has. Long ago the Paxultek and I spoke of songs and... Ah, of course. It is not the same Paxultek. Forgive me. The horns, it does not have them. A new friend then, hmm? So what brings it to beleaguered Yesha? I have traveled these woods for countless days, all save for the temple ahead, which I dare not enter for fear of the beast within. I have seen no one, neither Paxultek nor Pan. I fear to send Paxultek to the temple, but if there is any hope at all, it lies within. Alas, the great water harp which tales tell once opened the temple has been shattered for an age and an age. There is no hope without its song. Yet beware, friend Paxultek, for the Ravager has been killed before. There is none more powerful than that which shakes off death like fallen leaves. Yes, ask its questions, Paxultek. All roads guided to the temple. If there is any hope at all, though for its friend's sake. Quite so. Paxultek have graced this world for generations. The Elder, the one it calls forth. The Destroyer, to whom many faces fell. The Wanderer, who faced the Ravager and lived. Alas, songs are not sung of Paxultek, but I am blessed to have met many. In the process, ending its song for long. The beast remains partial to music, or did before the corruption took hold. For long and long the music, but now it gains strength from corruption and layers in what was once. Be blessed.
Your timing is fortuitous, Cub. It's been long since I've seen one of your kind. But then, what is time to a god? The things I think are spread over millennia, and our time here is short.
It is your thoughts which concern us. Do you think yourself clever, cub? Let me guess. You're here on a quest. An insolent tongue on this one. I like meat with fight. It tastes so much sweeter. But no matter. It would seem our destinies are entwined. Your timing is fortuitous. Walk with me, cub. I will explain. The last of your kind left me for dead. That is when they found me and offered me their enlightenment. Blind was I until they opened my eye to the lies of permanence. Oh, the feeble empress craves her fruit, tries to guzzle immortality. But all things die, cub. Even gods. Theirs is mastery of death, the all that is nothing. And so I offer the choice they offered, cub. Return to the ash from which we all came. Or break the yoke of balance and become eternal. But the bridge between ego and soul cannot be crossed without paying a toll. Here bleeds the lie. Here mules the old order. Kill it. Kill the dough, and we shall seal our pact. Join me. Kill the dough, and master every part of your transient life to the greater glory of both. Come, join me in glory. Kill me. This lie. And only the mastery of death lives on. Not for a mere handful of millennia, but indefinitely. For where there is life, there will always be death. The dough is dead.
Boyana, come, come. We have been waiting. That's far enough. Paxotech. It stands before the Eternal Empress, mistress of the Red Court, favored of the Thane. Yet it is nothing. Hoofless, feckless, interloper.
Easy now.
And where it stands, it dies.
Well, maybe we can talk about this?
What woes does it bring this time? Her Majesty is unsurprised by its solipsism. From the Krell to Ford to the Destroyer, Paxotech ever served the wants of the Self. There is no name more cursed in these royal halls. When the pestilence came, Ford succored the schismatics. Treachery turned to ruin. Ruin to desperation. Her Majesty would see Ford bleed, would see all Paxotech put to the blade. But the Paxotech prowess is fearful. Ford, the Destroyer, and others were staggering, undeniable. Perhaps Paxotech's strength can serve to liberate rather than oppress Her Majesty. In her others, gods, teach the Paxotech to bow before eternity! Strong Paxotech, dauntless, ruthless, it has passed the test. But it laid these guys low, proving that it was the one her permanence seeks. The one for a task both deadly and delicate. Forbearance, Paxotech. Her permanence suspected it would meet the challenge, but she had to be certain, assured, unequivocal. The reward she offers is great. She desires nothing more than to bring the Nunyata back to the pan. To let her subjects share the death of death with her. Restoration. This desire burns steadily. Like her eternity, it is unextinguished by the turning of passion, of bias, of the sundering. But a dark spirit bedevils her will. An abomination, a mockery, a horror, wretched in her sight. Let its Paxotech nature touch this abomination. Be not her bane, but her blade. Fell the creature in tribute, then it shall have its reward, the death of a great beast. Be brief. Even too frequent supplication tests her eternity's grace. Does it need a reason to obey eternity? Perhaps hating the fiend as we do would sharpen its edge. We once had a guardian, a god of many faces. This one of many was destroyed by Paxotech. And now, in the Guardian's rotting remains, root and ruin have entwined into a horror and mockery of divinity. Just so. The path to desire is neither easy nor safe. Go forth, blade. Cut away the rot that plagues this world. Prove there is one Paxotech that is more useful living than dead.
Paxotech, we must speak again. Friend Paxotech, it returns. Of course, many seasons ago, Paxotech and I spoke of songs and... of course. It is not the same Paxotech. Forgive me. The horns, it does not have them. A new friend then, So what brings it to beleaguered Yesha? It speaks of the one of many. The once god and guardian of the Pan. There is, or was, no being in Yesha more powerful. Yet now it is corrupted. It rests now within the Thane, befouling its very leaf and limb. Travel through this temple to the far woods and on to the Widow's Court. The Thane can be found thus. But beware, friend Paxultek. The Thane is a dark place, bedeviled by the rot that now consumes our forest. Tread lightly. Hear the wind, friend?
Another segment. I should get this back to the Keeper.
The wind shifts, and the blade returns. Tell her, what of the abomination? Truly, this day shall be forever marked as the first of 1,000,000. The abomination is dead. The restoration can begin. Praise be to the eternal Empress. Glory to the perennial throne. Indeed. The blade has shown a deference and grace unique among its kind. Her eternity is impressed. A boon, then. Let this Paxeltech be a blade in name as well as deed. Kneel before its ruler. We dub it the Blade of the Empress, Hand of Eternity. May it bear the name well. Wait! What of its Clementine? The one the Paxeltech seeks. Of this boon, not a word has it spoken. Has it abandoned its quest? Paxeltech. Its kind is a bane to this world. It stands now in her eternity's grace, but a blade can be blunted if it turns against she who wields it. Now, go. Its victory is a tribute to her eternity's mercy. What is it, Paxeltech? Impossible. Does it know what it holds? Offspring of the Thane. Holy seed of life. It holds in its hands the salvation of all Pan, and it gives it freely. Paxeltech. It has blessed this aged throne more than any before it. Let the sins of the past be forgiven. Let the wounds be washed and healed. Approach, Paxeltech. Take this gift with our blessing. From this day forward, be known as Thane Gear, the kin savior and ever redeemed. come. We have been waiting. That's far enough. Paxeldeck. It stands before the Eternal Empress, mistress of the Red Court, favored of the Thane. Yet it is nothing. Hoofless, feckless, interloper.
Easy now.
And where it stands, it dies.
Or maybe we can talk about this?
Davka. It seems it shall live. For now. But tell us, Paxeldeck, what woes does it bring this time? Her Majesty is unsurprised by its solipsism. From the Krell to Ford to the Destroyer, Paxeldeck ever served the wants of the Self. There is no name more cursed in these royal halls. When the pestilence came, Ford succored the schismatics. Treachery turned to ruin. Ruin to desperation. Her Majesty would see Ford bleed. Would see all Paxeldeck put to the blade. But the Paxeldeck prowess is fearful. Ford, the Destroyer, and others were staggering. Undeniable. Perhaps Paxeldeck's strength can serve to liberate, rather than oppress Her Majesty. In her eternal wisdom, will grant it grace. The Paxeldeck's life in exchange for another's. Gods, teach the Paxeldeck to bow before eternity!
That may not be so, Wanderer. If you are what I think you are, you will be traveling far beyond these walls. But first, there is something you must learn. I am not the Empress. You are most perceptive, Wanderer. Few question the deception. The one who calls herself Interpreter is the real Empress. Once she was truly Non-Yod Tav, ageless, or so they say. When the Thane Tree died, the Highborn all began to age. Eventually, she too succumbed to the touch of time. My presence on the throne is but a concession to her vanity. I shall release you. I ask only that you stay a moment and give ear to my entreaty. Yeisha is music, the way of the pen, a song. In this song, there is a growing harmonic, sung by the forward-gazing. We call ourselves the Children of the Red Doe. Our eyes turn toward a future for our kind, one free of root and rot. But this future cannot begin while the abomination walks. Our god spark is trapped within its unlife. What the Empress demanded of you, I instead implore. travel to the Thane Tree. Heal the wound of the world. Ask. I shall answer with neither guile nor malice. Once, Yesha had a protector, a god of many faces who held the root at bay. That god was slain, and his power misspent. The Elder Pan marked this song concluded. The children of the Red Doe hear only a bridge. We believe the essence of our god is undying. It is trapped now in the abomination. But if the monster falls, we believe it will find a new vessel. Yesha has two patron spirits, immortal opposites. One is the Ravager, of glistening tooth and gore-flecked claw. He sings the song of death. The other is new life herself, the Red Doe, who runs the fields and streams. Even now, the green things spring up in her footsteps. We children venerate the Doe. When the Godspark is freed, our faith will guide it to a home in her. Then may the vision of the forward-gazing spring to life, as do when the tree falls, the moss and mushrooms grow. When a beast is hunted, the people eat. No thing is ever truly gone. The essence of life simply moves from vessel to vessel. It is thus, with mouse or mare, tree or tulip. It only stands to reason that it should be so with the Godspark. All young Pan do service to the court, as soldiers or as handservants. I was but a simple handmaiden. I know not why the Empress chose me. I was not the first. Though if the Empress does not succeed in restoring Nunyod Tav, I may be the last. Nunyod Tav is backward-gazing. The Empress and her court are backward-gazing. We do not begrudge them their desires, but we do not share them. The Empress chases immortality. The children of the Red Doe seek a return to balance. Life begets death, begets life. The world is a circle of rebirth. That is the only lasting immortality. I am called Sui. Thank you. My mother named me for her favorite flautist. Much to my father's bemusement, he would have named me Elendaro El Kol Vashasur. Imagine, a name as common as the soil. Remember, the dreams of Yesha's children walk with you. Stay, Wanderer, for I would praise you. I am sure you know the right thing is often simple, but rarely easy. The bell you have struck rings loud, though I do not know if we shall see the outcome tomorrow or in another lifetime. This action's echo will sound through the world for an eternity. Those who have glimpsed the Red Doe say she moves now as if borne aloft on invisible wings. Each of us owes you thanks, even if few know it. I swear I shall make it known to more. The duty of false Empress is shared amongst several of my sisters. The Empress cares not who sits behind the veil, but that she is lithe of body and young of skin. I could not let you leave without giving you our thanks. Go forth. Know that you have friends amongst the children. You have sounded your note in a melody of life. The resonance of that will ring out.
Not Druzir. Some work of that damn custodian. No. Something else. A sentient thing. We bled ourselves in search of you. Yet here, at the end of all things, you have found us. Amusing. Perhaps you have, and not known. Years of reflection have laid bare miracles in my mind that I never dreamed possible. Yet some things remain out of reach. Tell me, my world, precious Nerud, what has become of it? And yet you commune with me now through the speaker's pulpit. Pray tell me, how did you come by this world? No, do not answer. I see it now. At the edge of my mind. But I dare not know it. You and I share this much in common, then. We are cut off from our people, and we share a similar end. Mine lies in Alepsis Torah, while yours... No. To speak it is to change it. Already it shifts. Rest assured, our fates bind us together. So I ask a favor, and will offer one in return. On the surface of this world lie several chambers that were shielded, as I was, from the cruelty of Alepsis Torah. These chambers bear the soul sparks of the Drazir, our last remaining legacy. Find them and bring them to me, but not here, not to this contemptible chamber in which you now reside. You must find me in the flesh. My temple can be found within the wastes above. Look for the all-seeing eye of the astral paths. Bring me the soul sparks, and we will speak further. Ask then. You have seen what remains of my world. Nothing lives save you and I. You will not find what you seek here. Pride. We scrape the heavens for answers, as if it owed us an explanation. In our thirst for answers, we doomed ourselves. Alepsis Torah consumed us, and spat out the remains. Not you, what you represent. Life beyond our own. We could not accept that we were alone. We searched for eons. We found nothing. The entire universe, a sea of lifeless rocks. Yet, at the heart of it all, Alepsis Torah. And within that fathomless void, order, intelligence, life. Enough. You must...
Expected. Nerud spent eons searching for life, yet now of all times you come to Nerud on your own. I have much I wish to know, but there is a more pressing task at hand. I need your help. I am the custodian, placed by the Drazir to manage and care for Nerud. One task yet remains to me, but an obstacle stands in my way. I believe you may be the solution to this obstacle. You reached my tower, in spite of what has become of this world. Your skills are well suited to this task. The obstacle is known as Talratha. He possesses knowledge that I require in order to save Nerud and what remains of the Drazir. Against all reason, he opposes what I am trying to do. I cannot act without him, but I must act. I need you to find him, extract his echo, and return it to me.
Unfortunately, there is only one way. You will have to dispose of Talratha. There is no other way. He has chosen his life above all others, forcing me to make a difficult decision. Unfortunately, I cannot reach him. Only you can. To save Nerud, you will have to end his life and take the echo of his mind. Perhaps, but extreme measures are all that remain. I have spent centuries pursuing another recourse. This is the only path I have left. Talratha keeps himself locked within his chamber. The only thing he has is his ambit ember. It is what keeps him alive. This, then, will aid you. It is poisoned. Not strong enough to finish the task, but it should weaken him enough to make it easier. He only needs to consume it. I will answer as best I can. Our goals are well aligned, for Talratha has survived Alepsis Tora and the intervening centuries. He is Sir Talratha's very essence. There is no other possibility. If the Drazir can be saved, it is within Alepsis Tora. You and I are all that exists out here. Everything else must exist in there. Seek out Talratha.
Sees all. Yes. Bring them to me at once. The soul sparks. Give them to me. Lifetimes have I waited. Now I can rest knowing that everything left of my people is preserved for eternity. I have created an ark to preserve what is left of the Drazir. Though all of Nerud will cease, my ark will endure, and these sparks will join the consciousness of the countless others within. Our fate is inevitable. The Custodian will return Nerud to Alepsis Tora. It will not emerge a second time. All that remains is yourself. Tell me, do you believe in free will? It matters greatly. Many act as though free will were certain. Yet this is true for but a few. One's belief determines one's path. I once believed in free will. The Ambit Ember has since shown me the fate of all things. For the Drazir, free will was an illusion. All of our achievements pointed us here, to Alepsis Tora. Our every action since was inevitable. Yet I did not foresee you. Or perhaps I chose not to. I would invite you to the Ark, small one. You will be a welcome addition to eternity. crude description. I consume your essence and merge your consciousness with my people. It is immortality. Will you join us? The only life the Brazier have found in eons. All that is left in this universe. To continue without would be a great loss. So, we will not do so. Your will is not greater than that of the universe, nor my own. You will join us, small one, no matter the form.
Another segment. I should get this back to the Keeper.
Or perhaps a crude. Excellent and inevitable.
Another segment. I should get this back to the Keeper.
Where did you come from? How did you find Nerud? You should not even exist. Your presence creates new, interesting possibilities. I have many questions. Find my tower within the wastes beyond. Look for a glowing white orb held aloft to the heavens. There, you will find me. We must speak. Look.
Against all predictions, you stand before me, living, breathe. The Seekers would have wept at the sight of you. Fascinating. Were I not otherwise occupied, alas, you cannot possibly. Yet, it is for. I need your help to save this world. To save Naru from entropy. I am the custodian, set in charge of this ship and its people. To fulfill my duties, I must acquire full control of Nerud's functioning. One and the same. Nerud is a construct, a world made not of stone, but of science. I control all of Nerud save one thing. The core. The Seekers hid it away within their tower, beyond my grasp. The Seekers are gone, but their keys remain. You must acquire these keys and enter their tower. Once inside, you need only shut down the core. I can then do what is needed. It is the only way to... I will answer. You are the first and only of your kind. The core will give me access to the ship's controls. It is the only way that I can save the Brazier. With control of the ship, I can jump into Ellipsis Tora. I have performed every calculation, and this is the only logical course of action. This is new. Unfortunately, our journey brought us here. Naturally, the Brazier wished to end. That is a the Brazier wished to. They did not do. Before Nerud entered, the stars still burn. There is no other course of action available.
Nothing exists in the universe except for Nerud and Alepsis Tora. If the Druzir can be saved at all, it will be find the core and shut it down. For millennia, the Druzir sought answers to a simple question. Are we alone? Nerud was built to answer this question. I was built to care for Nerud. Talratha led Nerud through the currents of space and time, to the origin of energy in all its forms, to Alepsis Tora. The anomaly was unlike any on record. Massive in scope, purposeful in its composition. It appeared chaotic, but also intelligent in its design. Talratha warned the Seekers. He guided Nerud to the gates of heaven, yet refused to step within. But Talratha was overruled. The Seekers saw in Alepsis Tora an end to their quest, an answer to all their questions. And now, only I remain. The fate of Nerud, all Druzir, rests in me. Nonetheless, you were successful, and I now have access to the core.
Bliss and blessings, stranger, for returning this child to me. I thank you. I don't got much to give, but here, take this. See how far you traveled to get here. I am the Oracle of the Drown, and in this space, there's very little I don't see. For example, you've come here searching for power. Not for yourself, of course. You've been tasked with it. You wish to fix something that's broken. We're quite the same, you and I. I also wish to fix what needs stitching. Our world here, it got broken, you see. But we'll stitch it right, one patch at a time. Just like this quilt. This world lost its way on its own. Lost sight of what mattered. Change was inevitable. That change came more swiftly than anyone imagined. And now that it's here, we best finish it. Or it'll finish us. Every thread, every patch makes the change more complete. Until it's whole, and we find ourselves again. Even you, now that you're here, have your own patch to sew. Smashing of the worlds brought something new to us. Something terrible. They call her the Night Weaver, and you must find her. Same place all these creatures come from. I gather she was a power in her world. Now, with the worlds stitched together, she's become something much, much worse. She hunts us while we sleep, and feasts on our dreams, feeding us nightmares and consuming our fears. Those who fall to her are left hollow and broken. But she don't kill them, not till she's done with them. She leaves them alive, just enough that she can come back for more. The stitching of the worlds ain't all of the terrible thing it might seem, but the Night Weaver is. If you really aim to help us, she needs to go. There's a place full of Dran, where the sick of mind are taken for protection. Though, whether for their protection or others, it's difficult to say. That's where the Night Weaver waits. In the deep. Well, yes, of course, my dear. Of that I have no doubt, love. Find the place where the Dran hide those they don't know what to do with no more. She'll be waiting deep within, and you'll help with the stitching of this world as well. Didn't I already tell you, my dear? Aye, that's it there. Sure as sugar, life's the quilt, and the quilt is life. And we're all part of the patchwork. None can see the whole till the whole is done. All we can do is stitch it in, one patch at a time. There's patches what ain't been stitched in yet. But that don't make them less a part of the whole. It just means the quilt ain't finished. Like these children here, stitched to their parents. Though their parents ain't around no more. And they were stitched to me too before we met. For all Dran are a part of each other. Quilt and Dran are the same, my dear. And not just the Dran, we're all this quilt. It's just that all the patches ain't been sewn in yet. And maybe never will be. At least, not in a single run-through. Life's just a rehearsal for something else, isn't it? It might feel like we only get the one run at it, but there's so much more. And some of us get more than that, don't we? You live and die and live again. But it's all part of the same quilt. Every patch of your life's telling a single story. And when your patches end, another's will be sewn in. And so the quilt continues, on and on, until it's complete. Oh, we'll know when we know. Until then, we just keep stitching in our stories, one patch at a time. She tried, but I don't think she liked my taste now. She won't be trying that again. Would that I could protect the others so easily. Depends how you're using that word, my dear. To a great many, you're as powerful as they come yourself. But you ain't the one you're looking for, are you? But you asked about me. Maybe I was once. But even if I was, I ain't no more. The Night Weaver. She has what you seek. Well, yes, of course, my dear. It was an unexpected patch, I'll admit. Stitched in all of a sudden like. But now that it's here, I do believe it's the patch we needed. Oh, don't hear me sideways, dear. I know it ain't all fancies and fortunes. Some of these creatures are feeding on the poor Dran. And the Dran, well, most of them can't see or refuse to see what's happening. It must be terrifying for all, but it's growing pains. Mark my words, once the stitching's done, we'll be right as rain. Indeed. Truth is, some folk only ever see what they want to see. For if they open their eyes to the facts, it'd mean ripping out every stitch left holding them together. So, I understand those what can't see, but their blindness makes things so much worse for the rest. Those what can see have it terrible. They can't ever go back to the way things were. But there ain't no one to give them the help they need. Have mercy on them, dear. Until the stitching's done, they more than most bear the terrible, unwanted burden of the truth. Of that I have no doubt, love. Find the place where the Dran hide those they don't know what to do with no more. She'll be waiting deep within, and you'll help with the stitching of this world as well. Ah, that. I've been given eyes to watch over my people, and a heart to protect them, but no voice of my own in exchange. To speak to my people, I must speak through them. That is the way of it, my children. Now, they are those what got nowhere else to go. But they choose me, and I'm mother to them more than any other Dran. I am sorry if it's disturbing, but do understand, these children are willing speakers on my behalf. Goodness no! For all my gifts, that ain't something I could do even if I wanted. But they ain't got no compunctions about speaking for me. Makes them feel important, it does.
You dead. Of mine? Yes. I thought these lost forever. What with the world shifting and my nurses trying to silence me. They're all so alike, aren't they? Yet not. Like aspects of the Nightweaver herself. I remember now. A little corny barrow slept and dreamed he saw a sight of teeth and trails and darkened veils and unforgiving light. 2 shiny copper teeth removed from 9 discarded cones, and 7 yellow leaves excised from 1 forgotten tome. So little corny barrow slept and dreamed he had a fright. When he woke, he remembered not, but cold, forgotten night. I suppose it doesn't make much sense. But that is what I was trying to remember. The feel of the Nightweaver more than the physicality of her. Thank you, stranger. Because I'm insane, dear. Was that unclear? No, I just didn't expect my pathetic staff to have the wherewithal to rise up against me. Quite surprising. That's a bit of a story. I had been seeing the Nightweaver in my sleep. And for a time, I found solace confiding in my patients. That is severely unprofessional, as you might imagine, and I felt terribly guilty about it. So, after many sleepless nights, I admitted to my head nurse what I had been seeing. The look of patronizing pity in her eyes was infuriating. Shortly after, the nurses cornered me in my office and forced me down here. For days, I cried out for someone, anyone. But no one came. They never once checked on me. Incompetence. I was, yes. Goodness knows what those fools had done in my absence. The patients run rampant. I shouldn't wonder. We protect and care for them, of course. The patients here are unfit to live in the world, liable to harm themselves or others. Despite the ineptitude of the nursing staff, our patients are treated quite well. So they were, under my watch. Not a one of my nurses has even bothered to check on me, or even bring me a meal. It's difficult to explain. Perhaps that's why it feels so insane. The patients spoke of it first. Some great change, unseen monsters, and of course, this Nightweaver. I thought it a kind of mass hysteria. The fact that some outside these walls made the same claims only confirmed it for me. A kind of psychological infection. I may have. She came to me in my sleep. The Nightweaver. Just as the patients described. I could see her in my dreams. Even as those dreams slipped away, and all I was left with was darkness and horror. I woke terrified and hollow, unable to even speak for several hours. I saw it then. The changes in the world, seen before. Cracks in the walls and behind the shadows. I saw the way the others would become angry or apathetic toward the patient's stories, as if they saw the same but wished to convince themselves they hadn't. Clearly. Wait. Are you?
How intriguing. It would seem this twisted world is not yet depleted of surprises. I greet you, then, and welcome you to the realm of the Fae, or what so remains. I am Numue, artisan, seer, goddess of the Fae, and counselor to the one true king. Or so I was. Still, it is my gift to see what cannot be seen, and to forge what cannot be forged. So then, strange one, what brings you thus before me? You are not the only soul seeking answers thus. There was another, a denizen of these kingdoms twain, and my answer for him was that which I now tell you. You have been marked as prey, like a grazing beast in the eyes of a creature unlike anything else in this twined world. The once beautiful Nightweaver. Just so. The scent is as strong on you as it was on him. You cannot escape her. She may not come for you now, but she will come. When she finds you, you cannot survive. Unless you might hunt her first. Seek her out, strange one. Carry the heart of one of her recent victims to her realm, and slay her before she begins the hunt. Perhaps she is a powerful creature of the kind you seek. I can send you to her hunting grounds. It is the only aid I will grant, though it bring you more hardship than help. Be warned, said grounds are ruled only by chaos and discord. There is much to fear besides the creature herself. Be certain you are prepared. A goddess, strange one. The everlasting goddess of dreams. Beloved and beatified by all Fae. Alas, she is no longer thus. When our world was debauched, so also was she. We are all of us lost in this colloidal kingdom. Seek out her nest. It will be a place of untold woe and suffering. Indeed, you must have passed through this dwelling already to have her mark upon you thus. So it shall be. Fare thee well, strange one.
My sister never told me, never knew. So many ages wasted, and nurturing dreams, rearing them like children, always coddling, never tasting. But now, Nomue's juicy plot has led to such delicious outcomes. Come here, treat. This world holds such delectable delicacies, but you... Oh, you are exquisite.
This is it. This is it. I gotta get this back to the Keeper.
Must prepare. Thou, I remember thee, guest. My memory is foggy. Had we a feast? Ha! Perhaps the revelry stole my memory. Witness this table. But of course we had a feast. Best in many years to look at it. And thee, our honored guest. Here, every guest doth deserve a parting favor. Didst thou have more for me? King Phaeron, may he live forever! Why, King Phelan forever guides us with his benevolent hand. Long may he reign. It is, yes, you said it exactly. The old king. The one true king. I don't... He is gone now, but it matters not. We feast today. They thank us for ingesting their flesh. We have prepared day and night, friend. Day and night. It matters not. Eat, friend, for the feast is... It matters not.
Enter, mortal. Lives such as yours are too short to dally with hesitancy. Know that you stand in the presence of the divine, the true heir to all that surrounds you, and the only one who can stand against the impostor who claims the throne. You may not be of the Fae, yet you reap the benefits of this kingdom with every breath. Know, strange one, that these lands and their people draw their life from my own, and shall do so eternally. For none have stood against me and lived. It is my hallowed duty to rule and watch over my subjects, just as it is the duty of my subjects to serve. Now that we share this understanding, I will accept your tribute as one who serves. You are not Fae, and so perhaps are unaware of the offense which you commit. I will stay my hand but once. All must sacrifice for the greater good. My burden is to protect, and my subjects' burden to bestow honor. Though you be not Fae, you yet profit from my blessings. Thus you are either my subject or a thief. Perhaps even a spy of that impostor. Your next words determine which is the truth. You insult me. Better to have refused tribute at all. For this offense, you must die.
McCabe might know what to do with this.
Ah, yes. A tithe worthy of your divine master. It is the law of the Fae that I give you this in return. And by my law, foreigner, I also give you this.
Pressing business here.
Oneril, I believe this beast has come to petition the council.
That creature? Fey law does not apply to such as they.
You realize we make the laws here, Oneril? Step up to the podium, Petitioner. I, at least, am curious what you have to say.
stranger. I am Savan, Speaker of the One True King's Council. State your nature and business for the record, please.
Your nature, yes. What are you exactly? You're not one of the... well, what do they call themselves? The Dran, are you?
Then why, pray tell, should we waste our time with you? This is a Fey Council, and we have more imperative matters than to play guide to outsiders. Great power, you say? And why would you seek such entities?
Do you speak of killing the Fae?
They did not specify their prey, Niall. In any case, the Fae have been left with only political power. Not power of the kind you seek.
Unless you're both wrong, and they seek the imposter.
Immaterial! This council cannot aid the petitioner in any way. Given our current troubles, we bear neither the desire nor the means.
You have wasted quite enough of our time, foreigner. The Fae have far more important concerns than you before us.
Oniril speaks true, but a thought occurs to me. Perhaps this stranger could be of use to us. Our kingdom has been thrust into chaos, stranger. The one true king has been usurped by an impostor, aided by someone on this council, no less. But we know not whom. If you will accede, Fey law allows for an independent party to aid our investigation. Perhaps your eyes can bring clarity where our trust has failed. Do you accept? That is wise. You are under no commitment unless and until you choose to make an accusation. That said, should you come across sufficient evidence, you are permitted, within certain conditions, to accuse one of those seated here, and this body will consider the accusation.
A great tragedy, stranger. For eons, the Fae and this council have faithfully served the one true king. But alas, his rule has been curtailed.
The imposter, Phelan or Feyrin or whatever they call themselves now, placed the king in an eternal slumber from which he cannot be woken.
The king was attacked in his own chambers, behind this very door. The imposter could not have entered without aid from a member of this council.
But, of course, we all have our alibis, as you can imagine. None of us were here. This has been proven many times.
If you can find any evidence tying one of us to this tragedy or to the imposter, then Fey justice might be done.
It won't be enough, Savan. The imposter still sits upon the throne.
Yet, it will be a step, and a necessary one toward restoring order among the Fae.
We do not. This farce does nothing.
Peace, Oniril. The law is clear on this point, as you well know.
I will answer your question, stranger. With a traitor among us, trust has shattered. If any of us were to produce evidence at this stage, it would be suspect by all.
And rightly so. Either of you would love any excuse to remove me from the council.
And you do not wish to hold half the council's power yourself, Oniril? You cannot pretend it isn't true.
Regardless, stranger, you are not from this world, either of these worlds. So, any evidence you bring would be free from the suspicions which we have cast upon ourselves.
Precisely my point. This foreigner may have any number of reasons for accusing any one of us.
Which is why, if and when evidence is produced, we alone will pronounce the final judgment.
And if that evidence has been falsified, tainted, how do I know one of you has not paid this interloper to act on your behalf?
Onariel, only you assume that everyone is as unscrupulous as yourself. Not everyone seeks power at any cost.
Very well. I will judge it when I see it. I trust no one, but I trust the two of you less than this foreigner. It means you're not Fae, and your life is easily forfeit.
Please, Onariel. Stranger, we will discuss the conditions of your accusation if and when you choose to make one. We now know that the imposter approached each one of us at some point, whispering promises of freedom and power, trying to poison our minds against the one true king.
He only said what we wanted to hear. Pity one of us listened.
Can you blame them, though? The imposter called out important truths.
Is that an admission of guilt, Nael?
If you would allow me to finish. I was saying he called out important truths that we must take to heart, despite the poison that obviously accompanied them. We would do well to address the flaws raised by the imposter. And I find it difficult to cast blame on any who thought there might be a smoother path towards doing so.
And yet that path has led to ruin. We have merely exchanged one tyrant for another.
Indeed, but our feelings on the outcome are irrelevant. This council must be absolved of guilt if we are ever to restore order to the Fae. Alas, we do not know.
There is no blood, no wound that we can see.
Not that we were able to investigate the scene fully.
At your request, Onariel. I cannot trust either of you backstabbers nor anyone you might call to serve us. Were those not your words?
They were indeed, and the sentiment holds.
Regardless, it is unknown even what could harm the king. For it is said that no mortal weapon can kill him.
And many have tried.
The king has ruled over the Fae as long as anyone can recall. He has always been a guiding force, both in our world and our lives.
Some believed he was too much of a guiding force.
More than some. Yet, look at us now. The king sleeps, and our world is spun into chaos.
Indeed. It would seem his life is more entwined with our world than anyone knew.
Imagine what would have happened if he had been killed.
They are a monster. They care nothing for the welfare of the Fae.
Nor those of us who serve the Fae.
Nor for the law. On this we all agree. The imposter's plan should never have been carried out. So it would seem. If this council is to have any efficacy at all, the traitor must be removed from our midst. This is the law.
Of course! How could we have been so blind? The genius of this foreigner who is so much more clever than all of the Fae together.
Please, Onariel. Their question is academic curiosity. The simple answer, stranger, is magic of a kind more powerful than any here have yet seen. We suspect the imposter's conspiracy went even deeper than this council alone.
All the more reason to identify the conspirator among us. As you will, stranger. Should you find evidence, though, bring it before us. You return. I trust you have purpose here. Tread carefully now, stranger. For Fae law is strict and swift, and you stand to accuse one of its highest-ranking members.
If you accuse one of us, you must have evidence, new evidence, to support your claim. The penalty for frivolous accusations against the Council is steep.
It is death, foreigner. At least for you. Swift and immediate.
Are you prepared to make an accusation according to our laws?
Such is our law.
Don't like it? Be gone.
Then speak. Who among us aided the impostor?
Of all on this council, you would accuse me? Perhaps you misunderstand your task, or the consequences of failure.
Let's find out, Naya. Do you have proof, foreigner, of what I have already long suspected? Aha! I knew it!
So what if I did it? You both know the king was a tyrant. He cared nothing for the Fae or our law.
So, you took the law into your own hands.
We make the law, Onariel. Even now, if you could only see past your pompous face, you could see that we have the opportunity to create a better world.
With that impostor on the throne? Hardly.
We do not make the law on our own, Nael. Nor guided by emotion. You have broken both Fae law and our trust, and must now face the consequences.
Well, that's done with. I must say, I'm already breathing easier.
You are too quick to joy, Oniril. Nael was an excellent counselor.
And an excellent roadblock to justice. Our path forward is clearer without her. Here, foreigner, a small thanks from the council.
Now, leave us, strange one. For we have much work to do.
For you stand in the presence of Faerun, the Almighty. We are the slayer of the one true king, conqueror of all race of Fae. In my presence, all must tremble and fall. But you, aren't you a strange and pathetic little creature? I'm afraid you have stumbled into the wrong door, little mouse. Yet, curiosity stays my hand a moment. What are you? Some sort of misshapen vermin? These words mean nothing to me. My curiosity wanes. Do you have purpose here? Or shall I crush you for want of entertainment? Is that a threat, little mouse? I see in your eyes what you wish to do to these beings, and there are none more powerful than I. But there is one close enough. An impostor who plagues me, who claims my deeds and strengths as his own. He calls himself Phelan. He sees me now, even as I see him. And so, I cannot face him. Not as I am. But you must have some skill in fighting to have come all this way. Yes? Kill him Mouse. Kill Phelan, and you will earn my esteem. And that is no small thing. You will find him in the Golden Halls, a gaudy mockery of my court, as everything about him is a mockery. Kill him, and you shall be greatly rewarded. Away now, Mouse! Why do you still stand before me? And what makes you think you've earned the right to an audience? I grant it, but only to speed the death of the one who vexes me. It bores us then. You will know them, a twisted mockery of the shade you now stand in. Everything I do mocks me. Us. Phelan mocks us. He haunts me, Mouse. He lives in my mind. He sees with my eyes. We cannot look away, cannot be alone. For we are not alone. You must defeat me. You'll find me in the Golden Halls. Go there and end me. You are a fool, little mouse, if you think you can defeat me. No, Phelan resides in the Golden Halls, and we will not be easy to kill. But kill us you must, else we will end you. We ended his reign. He was not one of us, and had no right to rule over us. The Fae should be ruled by the Fae. So we freed ourselves, freed all the Fae, and now there is peace under my rule. Close enough. He will not wake from his slumber, and the thrones are now ours. The throne is mine. Any could have done it before us. All had the desire. We alone had the will. Only because of the imposter who vexes me. Only because... I am indeed. But you cannot defeat me. Welcome, mortal, to the court of Phelan, benevolent and all-knowing. I am the slayer of the one true king, and ruler of all Fae. Be glad, mortal, for few are given the pleasure of such an audience. You are not Fae, yet you do not bear the cheerless apathy of the drab. You are something new, I should wager. Yes? Tell us, stranger, what are you? What strange terms you bring to this court. I should like to learn more. Tell me, what is your purpose here? And what will you do when you find one? Oh, do not answer. I can see it in your eyes. It is not a meeting of the minds you seek, I take it. In this realm, there is no being more powerful than the imposter who plagues me. One who claims my deeds and even my throne as his own. He calls himself Phelan. Clearly, you are a skilled fighter, mortal. No other could have fought and lived all the way here. And no other would seek to challenge these powerful beings you speak of. Phelan is truly the one you seek. Should you kill him and return to me, I will more than compensate you for the task. For I long to see his defeat as well. You will find him in the shade, a twisted mockery of this glorious court, and a suitable metaphor for all the imposter stands for. Kill him, and you shall be greatly rewarded. Now, is there anything more we can do? Excellent. Return your reward. So... For my sake, you must defeat me. Don't be absurd. It is fair. The Fae should be ruled by... You are strong, and how can I provide that when the... Not as such. But he will not wake from his slumber. And the thrones now... We succeeded where others failed. You will know it when you see it. Therein. It is Veyrin who mocks us. Who mocks me. End him for me. And you will have your reward. Impossible. Yes. This is it. This is it. Ah, yes. The mouse has served its purpose. The haunting presence evaporated, and I am alone again, myself. So I won't kill you today, little mouse, but I will uphold my part of the bargain. Now, go. My patience can only be renewed so much.
This is it. This is it.
Welcome, mortal, to the court of Phelan, the Remnant. I am the slayer of the one true king, and ruler of all Fae. Be glad, mortal, for few are given the pleasure of such an audience. And you, of all creatures, have earned that pleasure, for you have killed the imposter, Phelan. And in doing so, you have earned my gratitude, though you know me not. Here, a gift. You may go now, secure in the knowledge that you have pleased the Lord of all Fae.
It is I, Anomaly. You have done well. Clementine's trust is well-founded. Twice the corruption infected the system. Containment was the most efficient response. Preserve the irregularity for later inquiry. But it festered, grew beyond my sight, and corrupted the core. Even so, it might yet have been contained, had the Destroyer not eliminated this realm's guardian. The labyrinth became unprotected, and my resources stretched thin. With the Destroyer as conduit, the corruption spread unchecked from the core to countless realms. I purged the labyrinth. I expunged realm after realm, seeking to restrain the rot. All efforts failed. The system was beyond repair. I was too late. Now, a solution has been revealed. Not to me. To an anomaly. Perhaps that was the intended design. A fail-safe in case of my own corruption. The index.
And how does this help us, exactly?
With the index, 2 new probabilities emerge.
Oh, that's good, right?
Well, the first probability is that the root wins, so yeah.
The corruption is everywhere, but it originates from a single source, a single realm. The labyrinth holds all doors and infinite possibilities. When the corruption spread, the door to their realm was closed, even to me. With the index, I can subvert their defenses. From here, it is possible to purge the corruption.
That means we killed him, right? The root?
All of them this time. For good.
Guess we're doing this the hard way.
Wait! It won't work!
Anomaly. Step aside.
You did it. We're here. This is our one chance. If we stop the root here, it's done. For good.
Corruption eradicated.
I can break the shield, but it'll take everything I've got. I'll be powerless. All right. Once we do this, there's no turning back. Either you win, or...
Say it.
Or it's the end of everything.
Anomaly. Your chance of success is greater than 0. I was attempting to reassure you?
Yeah, thanks. Very comforting.
Come on. Let's do this. Okay. Are you ready? Go on. You noticed, huh? I wasn't sure myself, but the fact that you're asking confirms it. I'm not sure, but I think it has something to do with... me. That's crazy, though. Nothing I did ever changed the Guardian on Resum. If anything, the power they gave me made them weaker. But... I don't know what else it could be. No. Not that I've bothered to look. That old man's got his own journey. Same as me. Nothing that'll make sense, probably. The labyrinth isn't what it looks like. But it also is? Let me try again. Most of this place is like thought and energy. There's so much more to it than what your senses see. I only know that because of my bond with the Keeper. I mostly feel the labyrinth. like a heartbeat, or sunlight. And like both of those things, it's connected to everything. Yeah, sorry. I don't really understand it all myself. I'm not even sure I can. Try asking the Keeper about it. There, I don't think so, Traveler. I mean, when the Keeper first pulled me here, I stayed because I saw the need, you know? I had to save the world. All the worlds. But it's more than that now. Everywhere I've ever been, the Ward, the Dreamer Project, I felt lost, out of control. Only Rhysum ever felt like home, and that didn't last. But here, I'm finally calm. That's a good question, Traveler. I'm not really sure yet, but I'm eager to find out. But hey, we're not done here yet. There's still one thing to do. Kind of a bit. Tell them I'm sorry. That I won't be there to protect them anymore. They'll be all right, though, yeah? Once we finish the route for good, they won't need me. They can protect themselves. You think? I mean, a little, I guess. But I was basically the Ward's frontline defense. A weapon who could scare off bandits and wipe out whole root nests by myself. Really? Maybe Bo doesn't. He was always trying to protect me when I didn't need it. And Ford, too. But the others? Well, I guess they didn't all feel that way. Not all the time. But I definitely felt the pressure of it. I felt like I could never be just me. Tell them that, will you? Tell them that I'll miss them. That I found my place out here, and I'm not alone. Tell them I'm happy. Yeah, Bo. He might have seen me, the real me, more than anyone else. Well, I mean, he did and he didn't. Bo's sweet, but he doesn't listen real well. Tell the truth, I got the feeling that I was a stand-in for someone from his past that he wasn't able to protect. Maybe I'm projecting, though. He'll be better off without me there, in any case. That boy's gotta love himself before he's any good for someone else. And he'll get there. I know he will. Rhysum was my home for a while. A long while. But I knew it wouldn't last. I bonded with Rhysum's guardian before anyone in the Dreamer Project even really knew what a guardian was. When the Root invaded Earth, they pulled me to Rhysum to save me. But our bond weakened the guardian. They became dependent on me, while the Root kept getting stronger. Not exactly. I should have, but I didn't want to. I loved Rhysum's guardian. And I had purpose there, like I haven't had anywhere else but here. Then the Wanderer showed up. You've heard of them, yeah? They needed my help to stop the Root on Earth for good. It was the hardest decision I've ever had to make. Hey, you traveled worlds and faced monsters to come looking for me. I'd say you know how to do the right thing. Rhysum's guardian has grown stronger since I left. I can feel it, but the Root won't ever stop. We have to destroy them. It's the only way Rhysum and all of the rest understand? No. I don't think I could ever understand everything about him. But I know now it has something to do with me. I'm connected to the Keeper. And our bond is... You know how they say you become like the people you hang out with? Well, I think in the Labyrinth that might be literally true. Not that the Keeper's becoming me, but our friendship is changing him at a fundamental level. That's as close as I can explain it. And it's nowhere near whatever's actually happening. I think it's a good thing, though. Basically. No turning back after this. You sure?
I got this.
You must hurry.
Hey! Traveler! Kick some ass for me.
Tell me? What? Hey! Hey! There's gotta be a way! What are we doing here if there isn't a goddamn way?
Only two outcomes for that. The corruption consumes us all.
What's going on? Why isn't it staying dead?
The corruption is inviolable. Continuing is no longer a viable option. The only outcome left is annihilation. Eradicate the corruption. The system must be restored.
Okay, what the hell does that mean?
It means wiping everything. Starting over.
Starting over? I thought we were trying to stop that from happening.
We have no choice. The root will destroy everything. For all time.
This is unexpected. I am reluctant to execute.